Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Sounds of Her Love, part number 8. Let's go ahead and hop right in. As we all know from last time, we just finished our first date with Carrie, which was pretty darn, I want to say epic, because we did get closer to her, and she kind of came out of her shell. But at the same time, we kind of learned that her mom belongs to the streets, and she has family issues. But putting that aside, we need to get back home to our sister. That's what we need to do at this current point in time. So go ahead, strap yourselves in for episode 8. Get yourself a drink. I have mine. And let's get started. Shutting the door behind me, Carrie and I are now separated. Myself feeling happy despite the cold of the evening. Her, well, I'm not really sure how she's feeling. In all honesty, I hope she is feeling better. Talking with her really made me feel closer to her. Maybe even something more. I take my steps out of the garden, a pretty one at that, each flower still vibrant in the evening sunlight. It's quite a beautiful sight. It is Carrie's after all. The chirping of birds, the typical sounds in the morning. Wake me up once again as I slowly but steadily prop myself upright and stretch my arms out. The room is still dark, giving a contrast to my attitude this morning. It's strange to think that the first thing on my mind after waking up is Carrie. Although, given the situation the other night, I can't really help it. Sure, my mind is amiss after Saturday. What with the roller coaster of events which have occurred, focusing on the positiveness seems to be the best thing to do at the moment. Carrie and I have gotten a lot closer because of it, despite our discussion involving nothing but her ruminating over her painful history. I've made up my mind. I want to help her, so I look forward to being able to see her today. It is a Monday after all. I rise from my bed, deciding now is the right time to get dressed and ready for school. Downstairs, I can hear my father boasting about his business to my mother. It reminds me of my situation, how different me and Carrie really are. Time passes quickly, flowing like a river, guiding me throughout my day. I finish up my business, which involves nothing but a quick shower, brushing my teeth, and getting ready for another day at school. Heading downstairs is the next thing on the list. Quick poll in the comments. Do you guys brush your teeth before eating breakfast? I'm not saying it's wrong. I don't want to influence the poll, the election here, but seriously, folks, what do we do? I personally, this is just me, but I eat, then I brush my teeth. Because if you think about it, you were asleep for however long, then you brush your teeth are clean, then you eat food, and it just starts the process over again. The sugars are breaking down the teeth again. Even if you have I don't eat sugar. If you have carbs, the carbs in your mouth can still affect the teeth is what I'm getting at. So just let me know. I might put a straw poll or just vote in the comments like a regular person. Anyway, back to the game. Walking into the dining room, I am presented with the usual sight of my family enjoying breakfast. Even my sister has managed to make it down here before me, which is quite a rare sight. I take my place next to them in order to have breakfast. Listen, girl, if you're going to have toast, it's got to be wholemeal. I prefer white bread, though. It seems as if my father is arguing with my sister over what bread they like the best. I myself prefer brown bread, but joining this argument would be the most idiotic thing I could do. What is wholemeal bread, I ask? Is that a Welsh thing? Is that a Japanese thing? I don't know. Times like these usually go unnoticed. The fact that I can spend time with my family. To think that Carrie only has her father is an upsetting thought. Even more so since he's probably in work when she finishes school. She must be quite lonely. Boy, I was asking you a question. I turn to see my father's face inches away from mine, a sight which startles me. Oh, what? Thinking about Carrie must have caused me to shut off the outside world. Usually I'm not involved in these sorts of discussions, so it's rare for him to bring me into them. I said, what is better on toast? Jam or honey, boy? I don't know. Jam? In all honesty, I prefer butter. But again, giving my own opinion would upset the situation further. See? Even your brother agrees. Don't take the opinion of someone who spaces out. I thought I was bad in the mornings. The two of them resumed their argument, with me and my mother trying to ignore the presence of the two idiots at the table. Breakfast today is the same as any other, for me. I wonder if Carrie is having hers right now. You know what? It's really hot in my room. I'm going to take a sip of water. I suggest you all do the same. The summer months here in Montana, I'll tell you what. You can barely bring your horse outside this time of year. Ridiculous, I tell you. Global warming, pish posh. I say that to you. Okay, I take a glance at the clock, an action which sets my mind into motion once again. I'll be late for school at this rate. Is the clock still broken? If it was, then I'd definitely be too early. Not anymore. I fixed it. You have a watch anyway. Why does it matter? Oh, right. Well, I'm off then. Good. I don't even know how. I remember we had the sister's voice as a little British accent, but I find it very difficult to have differential female voices. So I guess the mother would be a little bit deeper. Goodbye, son. All right, son. Hopefully you bring back a girl this time. Despite my father's continuous comments about girls, it is what I'm focused on today. I deliberately decided to leave earlier than usual in an attempt to beat Carrie to our meeting spot. I step outside, bidding farewell to my family, with nothing more than a brisk wave. I look forward to seeing Carrie, a girl I have become familiar with. The rosiness of her cheeks, the silkiness of her braids, and that cute edge to her embarrassed smile. It's not something I thought I would find when moving schools. The street is quiet. It usually is around this time. I left just before the rush hour, and recently I have found myself trying to get to school a lot earlier than before. Maybe there's a reason for that. That reason, though, isn't there when I reach the end of the street. This is the place where I first met Carrie, and the place we agreed on meeting each other from now on. I'm going to turn up the music a little bit. Yeah, I like it. Carrie, though, isn't here. Granted, I did leave earlier just so I could be here before her. If I wait around for a bit, I should be greeted to the cute sight of her being shocked to see me. Leaning back against the wall, I rub my brow as I take the time to think about the situation between us. On Saturday, I was privy to her life behind closed doors. Having to be involved in a dispute between parents, what with the additional sense of loneliness. Thinking about it really makes me sad that she has gone through so much. Bullying, a divorce, and seclusion. All of that, and then there's me. I take a look at my watch, its reflection in the sunlight almost blinding me as I squint to make out the numbers. Time has gone by fast, with the dial telling me that it's been about quarter of an hour since when we were supposed to have met each other. Why don't we go to her house? That'd be epic. Thoughts fly through my head as I ponder with Christian over why she could be so late. But if I wait any longer, then I won't be able to make it to school on time. If she were to turn up after I'd left, well, It hurt me. Leaving Carrie behind is something I don't want to do, but I can't afford to be late either. Carrie is probably ill. That's the most likely scenario. I decide to carry on forward, taking myself further down a series of streets towards school. If we live close to her and we were at her house so we know where she lives, why don't we go to her house? I don't know. Maybe I'm just I'm just overthinking, but this seems like the logical course of action. What do I know? A state close to silence soon becomes infused with the sounds of students bustling through the school gates to begin their day, just like me. Unlike them, I have someone in particular on my mind right now. These people weren't there for Carrie when she needed it. All they did was ignore her, casting her away. It's sad that people can judge you based upon how they see you, rather than what's inside. Carrie herself, wherever she may be, has had a hard time. I keep telling myself over and over, repeating it as if it's the times tables I learned back in elementary school. Carrie must be ill. Could there really be another reason for her absence? Nevertheless, she seems like the type of person that would give me a call to tell me she would not be in. She hasn't done that. Another cause for worry. I push forward into the school grounds. It's weird to think that this is only the 7th time I've come to school alone. The rest of the time I was with her. I'm no master of foreshadowing. But I feel like something bad happened. This can't be good. I'm going to guess. You can take that to the bank. Mark Sue's predictions. All right. Arriving in class, just short of the bell, I sit down at my desk as usual. The best thing I can do now is go about my day as I normally would, but I don't think I'll be able to dissipate the thoughts of Carrie. Okay, our classmate is talking to us. Hey, Markapi, do you know what lesson we have first thing? What? Are we in the special ed class? Hey, Markapi, do you know what lesson we have first thing? I think we actually might be in the special ed class. No offense to my special ed viewers out there. I love you. Okay, classmate stands before my desk. I'm pretty sure this is the guy from before who was really keen on the sandwiches they sell here. I think it's biology. Alright, thanks, man. How does that even affect you? Does it matter what lesson comes first? Gosh darn. Am I right or am I right? He leaves my desk just as quick as he came, giving me with a sense of sickness now that I realize I'll have to put up with lessons for a while. I'm not particularly fond of my biology teacher either, but I have more important things to focus on right now. All I can do now is to try and get through this. Lunchtime arrives, the bell doing more than signaling that. It shows that I've got nobody to eat with. I doubt Carrie has or will show up today. Rising from my seat, pain shoots through my back as I straighten it. I've been slumped in my chair all morning, and luckily enough for me, I never got asked any questions by my biology teacher. As I approach the door to the classroom, part of me hopes to find Carrie there waiting for me. The entire set topped off with a cute blush, her silky golden braids lying loosely over her shoulders. More importantly, her adorable smile. Even though I've only gone just over a day without seeing her, it's still an issue. Despite all this, there is no sign of Carrie as I leave the classroom to make a beeline to the cafeteria. Maybe that 100% Welsh beef can give me the energy to make it through the rest of the day. Alright, hydration break, everybody. That's good stuff. Taking my place in line at the cafeteria, one which is surprisingly short, I idle around waiting for my turn to order. Coming here still gives me the thoughts of Carrie. It's where we really got to know each other, not necessarily where everything started. It's because I decided to speak to her on a whim that we've managed to get this far. That was only a week ago. Thinking about it makes me happy at what we've achieved over the past 7 days, yet it eventually trails back to the thoughts of Carrie's issues. Soon enough, the line to the cold food section shortens again and again as we inch forward. One after the other, people grab their food and leave to eat it, something I would be doing with Carrie if she was here. I decide to grab a sandwich, quickly enough to get the last beef one, leaving me to find a place to sit in the cafeteria. The real problem is that I have nobody to eat with, kind of like how Carrie was. I wonder if she would have approached me if our situations were reversed. With her personality, I couldn't really expect much. Even though she is a kind person, she wouldn't have had the audacity to approach someone she had only met that morning. I decided the best thing to do was just go back to class. I could probably find someone to talk to there. The corridor is empty as I walk back towards my classroom to eat lunch. Most people now would either be in their class or in the cafeteria, so it's rare to see any students walking about at this time. Making my way past one of the classrooms, I notice the door open behind me as someone calls out. Okay, our teacher is calling us. We'll assume, because, the patriarchy, it's a male. Okay, our teacher voice. Hey, wait, you're Markopi, right? One of my professors called me Markopi. That'd be epic. I stop in my tracks and turn around. Oh, this is probably not good. I have a really bad feeling. I stop in my tracks and turn around to find one of our year's form. What? Am I having a stroke? I stop in my tracks and turn around to find one of our year's form teachers calling out to me. I don't know why that was so difficult. I think he's in charge of Carrie's class. Yes, I am, sir. Sorry to stop you. I was wondering if you would know the reason as to why Caradwin is absent today. We haven't received a call from her Oh no, this is not good. We haven't received a call from her parents, so I thought you might know where she is. You have been hanging around with her lately, that is. No, I don't, sir. Sorry. Had this guy been watching me and Carrie? I guess it's kind of his job as a teacher to track pupil progress. It is quite noticeable that one of the most introverted students suddenly made a friend, though it's still, I'm gonna cross out that word, that doesn't belong there, aggravates me that he's looking into our business. Okay, no worries. We'll give her parents a call later if we don't receive any word from them. I'm not sure if this guy knows about the relationship between Carrie's parents. He heads back into his classroom, leaving me by myself in the corridor. The thought of giving Carrie a call myself crosses my mind as I make my way back to the classroom. If we, the protagonist, the main character, truly cared about Carrie as much as we claim, we would have A, stopped at her house in the morning when she didn't show up, or B, called her on our way to school since we're walking and we can talk and walk at the same time. But we didn't do either of those things. I'm kind of disappointed in us, if I'm being real with you guys. Okay, sorry. Excuse my frustrations. I just really care about Carrie. Unlike someone. Cool air, the sound of cars, and the presence of the local populace going about their daily lives surrounds me. Walking home from school has always been like this. Just time to think whilst I rush to get back so I can go about my own life. It makes me wonder whether things would be different if Carrie had come to school today. We did agree to walk to school together, but neither of us said anything about walking home together. I'm not sure why we haven't. Being able to support Carrie is something I want to do. After what her teacher had told me, I really don't think she's ill. Surely her father would have informed the school. They're never too keen on pupils missing lessons. I've had the experience of being berated for it before. Putting my hand in my pocket, my fingers naturally rest around my phone. As I realize I had it with me, I decide on giving Carrie a call, though I'd rather wait until I'm home before doing so. I think I'm going to predict she has an answer, first of all, but second of all, I'm going to end the episode there because I feel like this would be a great place to come back to, like the mystery of Carrie. What happened to her? I'm really fearing the worst, and that's not epic. So, thank you for watching episode 8 of Sounds of Her Love. I appreciate it. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you had not already. And if you have, great job. And as always, help me find a girlfriend. And bye-bye.